Good afternoon and welcome to Sun Life Stadium in Miami, home of the Miami Dolphins. Jam-packed crowd set to see the best of Miami and the best of Washington. Set to kick off, away we go. Here from Miami, we are underway here in South Beach. Mark Mosley on the kickoff, Jake Scott on the return, all the way out to the 22-yard line. That brings onto the field Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphin offense. Dolphins did all they could to win last week against Kansas City, but a walk-off touchdown at the horn sealed the Dolphins' fate. And this is an important game as far as the standings are concerned. Buffalo maintaining their lead in the division. Here's Tyreek Hill on the catch down to the 30. Let's look at the Miami starting offensive unit. That includes Larry Zonka, receivers of Mark Duper, Keith Jackson, some of the favorites for Dan Marino during his time with the Dolphins. And he does have his key tailback in Ricky Williams. 2nd down and 3 for the Dolphins. Here is Williams up the middle, enough for a first down for Miami. This is a Washington team coming off humiliating loss to San Francisco last week. Williams again, this time for a short gain. A look at Washington's defense that includes Hall of Famers Chris Hanberger. Secondary that includes Darrell Green out of Texas A&I, and Ken Houston. 2nd and 8 for Miami. Marino straight back to throw. Good protection from the Dolphins' offensive line, and the throw is dropped by Mark Duper. Sets up 3rd down on the way for the Dolphins. Third and 8. On a delay, Mercury Morris only picks up a yard. Charles Mann makes the tackle for Washington, and the Dolphins forced a punt on their opening drive. Punt formation for Miami and Brandon Fields. Spiraling kick sends Darrell Green back from his 17, and Darrell Green all the way to the 33-yard line. So here comes Sammy Baugh, Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the finest of his era. For Baugh, he's the engineer for Washington. An upset victory in 1942 against the then undefeated Chicago Bears. The pitch to Larry Brown, who picks up 2. So here's a look at the Washington offense. Receivers of Charlie Taylor, Art Monk, tight end Jerry Smith, and Larry Brown, one of the key tailbacks for this Washington team. 2nd and 7 for Washington. Baugh sets up the screen. Jerry Smith. Short gain for Washington. Look at the Dolphins starting defense. Many key figures from the no-name defense went undefeated in 1972, where they would beat Washington in Super Bowl VII. 3rd and 6 for Washington, with Riggins in to block. Baugh uncorks, incomplete. 4th down on the way. So a punt formation for Washington, where set to punt Tress Way. A punt from Way, fielded at the 15 by Jake Scott, who reaches as far as the 21. So here comes the Miami offense after punting on their opening possession. And with Dan Marino, the Hall of Fame quarterback, at the controls. Mark Duper in motion. The pitch, Ricky Williams. Able to churn through a wave. Defenders. Picks up a good 8. 2nd and 2. The pitch. Williams left side. Ricky Williams churns down to the 41. Ricky Williams slow to get up for Miami. So a new set of downs for the Dolphins. With Zonka in the backfield. Marino sets up the screen, caught by McMichael. He's down at the 49. So the catch by Randy McMichael sets up 2nd and 2 for the Dolphins on their second possession. Marino down the middle, incomplete. Broken up by Ken Houston. Look at the standings out of the AFC East. Buffalo at 5-3 in a tie with the Dolphins. Also 5-3. Patriots and Jets playing later on. Here's a throw by Marino as he was decked. Rush caved in immediately. Money Coleman forced the quarterback hurry. Brandon Fields on to punt for the Dolphins. Fields gets it away. Into the end zone for a touchback. So the second drive for Washington. With ball under center. Receiver split to either side for the Washington offense. Brown up the middle. On a gain of 9 for Washington. With 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Ball straight back to throw. Sammy Baugh finds Art Monk. Monk, who was one of the many heroes for Washington's Super Bowl teams from the 80s into the 90s. Started with their first championship, Super Bowl 17. This throw to the sideline out of bounds. 2nd and 10 for Washington. Baugh looking to the air. Baugh taken down at the 45. In the end, a 6-yard gain on a tuck and run from Sammy Baugh. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Larry Brown, short game. Manny Fernandez on the stop for the Dolphins. Punt formation for Tressway and Washington. Way on the boot. And this kick heads into the end zone for a touchback. So the punt from Way sets up the Dolphins as they go to work with 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Mercury Morris goes in motion. Zonka's going to throw. Caught by Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill is going to take it all the way for a Dolphins touchdown. Larry Zonka throws the pass to Tyreek Hill. It can only happen in a dream season. Zonka to Hill on the touchdown. Here is the extra point from Alindo Mare to give the Dolphins a 7-point lead right down the middle. Larry Zonka finds Tyreek Hill with the touchdown. And the Dolphins with the first punch here from South Beach. On the run back, Brian Mitchell takes a knee in the end zone for a touchback. So Washington will have work to do. After the touchdown pass, Larry Zonka to Tyreek Hill. Brown up the middle. Gain of 8 for Larry Brown. That brings us to the end of one quarter. The Dolphins lead Washington 7-0. Start of quarter number 2 here in Miami. Dolphins with a touchdown from Larry Zonka throwing to Tyreek Hill. Larry Brown left side. Larry Brown past the 40 to the 44. Washington team, 3 Super Bowl championships during their time. First down, Washington. Ball with a quick throw. Out of bounds. 2nd and 10 on the way for Washington. Ball straight back to throw. Screen pass. John Riggins. The Diesel. 5-yard pickup.
5-yard gain on the play.
3rd and 5 for Washington. Ball straight back to throw. Caught by Cooley. And he is inbounds for the catch. But he is still short of the first down, and Washington forced to punt again with Tress Way, which they have done on every one of their possessions. Way's punt. Heads into the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Dolphin offense after the touchdown pass from Larry Zonka to Tyreek Hill. Marino on the first play of the drive goes deep, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Mark Duper. 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. With Tyreek Hill in motion, Marino drops back to throw. Caught by Tyreek Hill, who is down at the 27. 3rd and 3 for the Fins. The pitch to Larry Zonka, taken down. London Fletcher,
Number 59.
Super Bowl champion with the St. Louis Rams in 1999, with the tackle. Fletcher spent much of his time after the Rams with Washington. This punt fielded by Darrell Green from the 30, down at the 36. A look at the standings of the NFC East. It sees Dallas atop the division. Philadelphia and New York both 500. Larry Brown for 3. Manny Fernandez made the stop for the Dolphins. Second and 7 for Washington. Fake to Riggins, and ball is sacked. Cameron Wake. Ball had little to no time to get the ball out. Immediate sack sets up 3rd and 13. Ball. The rush coming. Going deep. And the pass is incomplete. 4th down on the way. And Washington is forced to punt again. Tress Way for the 5th time today. End over end boot that heads down to the 1. Brilliantly placed by Tress Way, who has been the MVP for Washington so far in this game, on a punt that traveled 77 yards net. So Miami from their own 1. Zonka lurches ahead for 9.
Number 39.
Super Bowl hero in Super Bowl 8 for the Dolphins in their win against Minnesota. On 2nd and short, Marino. Quick pass, Keith Jackson. First down and catch to the 13. With 3 minutes left in the first half. The give to Zonka. Gain of 5. Charles Mann made the stop for Washington. On 2nd and 6, Mercury Morris with the first down carry. And injury, the Washington side. 2:26 to go. Marino, quick pass. Mark Duper breaks away. Mark Duper down to the 47. Great play from Mark Duper. Brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Miami. First down, Dolphins. Marino. Good protection over the middle. Tyreek Hill inside the 30 to the 28. Hill, who caught the touchdown pass, with the catch over the middle for the Dolphins. He's down to 28. 1:35 to go in the first half. This is Larry Zonka. Wrapped up immediately. Sets up second down for the Dolphin offense. Incredibly, after their 2 Super Bowl championships in 72 and 73, Marino shoots one out for Mark Clayton. He's decked out of play. 3rd and 6. Dolphins appeared in 2 Super Bowls and they lost them both. Marino, Jackson, stopped. Lindo Marion to attempt a field goal from 38 yards away. Off the left hash, out of the hold of Bob Greasy, and the kick is good. And the Dolphins lead it 10-0 with a minute to go in the first half. Here's the kickoff. This driving kick, fielded by Darrell Green, and is 2. Darrell Green past the 20 to the 26. So here is the Washington offense. 56 seconds remain in the half. Washington's offense has done next to nothing. Sammy Baugh, down the middle, incomplete. Cameron Wake had the pass knocked down. 52 seconds left in the half for Washington to work with. Sammy Baugh. Quick pass. Caught. Taylor. Charlie Taylor. Down inside the 30 on a huge game. Desperately needed for Washington. Charlie Taylor with the catch and run sets up Washington in Miami territory. With 44 seconds left, Baugh, Larry Brown, pick up a 7. Washington hurries to the line. With Brown in motion, Baugh, scanning, throwing, Brown to the 14. 24 seconds left, Washington with 1 timeout to use. Baugh will throw. Sammy Baugh throws to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Jerry Smith.
The intended receiver on the play.
16 seconds remain. Baugh looks to throw. His pass in the air and incomplete. Intended for Bobby Mitchell. On 3rd and 10. Sammy Baugh looks and throws. Caught by Monk for the touchdown! Art Monk with the touchdown with 5 seconds to go in the half. Washington right back into this game. Monk with the catch on Xavier Howard. Here's Mark Mosley to attempt the extra point, and he puts it through, and it's a 10-7 game as we inch our way to halftime. Here's the kickoff from Mosley. Jake Scott takes a knee in the end zone for a touchback. So momentum boost for Washington off a touchdown from Art Monk. Late in the half, Zonka on the handoff sends us to halftime in Miami. The Dolphins lead 10-7 into the break. Start of the second half for Miami, with home side Dolphins leading 10-7. Away we go with the start. Second half between Miami and Washington. Knee taken in the end zone by Bobby Mitchell. So Washington's offense that didn't take off until late. See what Washington's offense, after being stagnant in the first half, can do in the second. Late touchdown for Mark Monk. Put Washington right back in the game. Fake to Larry Brown and Paw sacked. Cameron Wake charges in for the Dolphins with another sack, and it again came with Baugh having very little time to throw the football. After the massive loss, ball from his end zone. Open, Art Monk. Down to the 31. Sammy Baugh starting to heat up. Look again at the matchup between Xavier Howard and Art Monk. And the 3-time Super Bowl champion makes the catch to move the chains for Washington. Here's Sammy Baugh throwing a pass for Jerry Smith. Has enough for a Washington first down.
Gain of 12 on the play.
Baugh operates under center for Washington. He'll look to throw. Monk is crushed.
The pass ball.
Incomplete pass.
Number 81, the intended receiver.
2nd and 10 for Washington. Baugh to throw. Rifling. Smith with the catch into Miami territory. Jerry Smith with the reception. With 5:40 to go in the third quarter. And that play goes nowhere. Xavier Howard. He's had a rough day in coverage, but he comes away with a tackle for a loss for Miami. 2nd and 15. Baugh finds Jerry Smith for a short gain for Washington with 4:43 to go in the third. Baugh to throw. Pass is caught by Jerry Smith. Near a first down marker. In fact, he'll have enough. A first down for Washington with Jerry Smith. So here's Washington on what is still the opening drive of the half. Baugh loops one. Caught by Charlie Taylor. He is inbounds for the catch. Washington's offense continues to move. With 4:10 to go in the third, here is Larry Brown. And he is stuffed, injured. Miami player sets up 2nd and 8. Monk in motion. This is Larry Brown. No gain. Manny Fernandez with the tackle for the Dolphins. 3rd and 8. Ball to the air. Mitchell for 5. 4th down on the way. Mark Mosley, a short field goal attempt of 26 yards off the left hash. Sonny Jurgensen, the holder for Washington. And Mark Mosley's kick is good. And the game is tied. 2:55 remaining in the third. Mosley to kick off for Washington. Jake Scott on the return. And Scott out to the 15. Talk about special teams and Super Bowls featuring Miami and Washington. First ever kickoff return for a touchdown. Super Bowl history came from Miami's Fulton Walker. The pitch to Larry Zonka wrapped up behind the line. Ken Houston led the charge for Washington. 2nd and 12 for Miami. Marino will throw. Dan Marino throws for Tyreek Hill. And the pass is incomplete. Third and 12. Marino straight back to throw. Dan Marino throws a pass for Mark Duper, and he did not bring it in. Incomplete pass. Look at the replay again. It's awfully close. Wouldn't be surprised if Miami challenged the ruling. Instead, they send on Brandon Fields to punt. So Fields on the boot. Sends Darrell Green from his 38. Decked at the 46. With 2:01 to go in the third. So here's the Washington offense with Sammy Baugh. He'll go deep. Baugh's throw, incomplete. Intended for Jerry Smith. A Washington unit that is anchored heavily by the Hogs. 2nd and 10, Brown goes nowhere. Brian Cox with the tackle. Washington team littered with Hall of Famers. Ball is sacked! Jason Taylor. Miami's pressure has gotten to Sammy Baugh. Washington forced to punt. Tressway sends it deep. Here's Jake Scott. Down to the 18. With 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Dan Marino under center. Marino to the air. Caught by Tyreek Hill to the 30. Tyreek Hill, who has Miami's only touchdown off a pass from Larry Zonka. Marino. Hit as he throws. Keith Jackson on the catch. And he picks up a good 8. That sends us to the fourth quarter here in Miami. Dolphins and Washington deadlocked at 10 apiece. Start of the fourth quarter here in Miami. A 10-10 tie between Miami and Washington. Zonka met in the backfield. Third down on the way. Chris Handberger made the stop for Washington. Third and 1. Marino, quick drop, Duper, into Washington territory on the catch. 7 minutes left in regulation. The Dolphins on the move. With Marino under center. He'll crank it up deep, and it is incomplete.
Number 13.
Marino missed him. 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Marino again. Keith Jackson on the catch for 4.
Number 88 with the catch.
Or appearing to be 4, instead of only a 1-yard pickup off the deep drop back. Marino working out of the shotgun, as he is here. Mercury Morris goes nowhere. D'Angelo Hall made the stop for Washington. Punt formation. Out comes Brandon Fields. Fields sends it away. A spiraling boot inside the 5 and rolls into the end zone for a touchback. So the Washington offense with 5:37 to go in a tie ball game. At one point, they trailed Miami 10-0. Larry Brown goes nowhere. Brian Cox, standout for the Dolphins in the 90s, made this stop. 2nd and 8 for Washington. Riggins in the backfield. Baugh. High arching pass caught by Art Monk. Sets up 3rd and 3.
Gain of 5.
Ball will work under center with 4:33 remaining in the game. Ball, quick pass. Chris Cooley to the 44.
With the catch. Gain of 17.
Cooley with the reception. 4 minutes left in the game. How familiar does this seem to Super Bowl 17 in some respects? Washington looking for a touchdown drive. Larry Brown picks up 2. Cox again with the stop. 2nd and 8. Straight back to throw it. Taylor with the catch. He's near a first down. Sets up 3rd and inches for Washington.
On the play.
Jerry Smith goes in motion. Ball to throw. Deep ball pass. It is caught. Art Monk inside the 5 to the 4.
Catch is made for a first down.
A big play for one of Washington's finest in the 80s, Art Monk, with the big-time catch to set up Washington 1st and goal. With 2:15 remaining. Ball. Touchdown! Anderson! Bill Anderson left all alone by Xavier Howard again, who's had a nightmare day in coverage. Mosley adds the extra point. Washington leads 17-10. Bill Anderson with the go-ahead touchdown for Washington with 2:13 to go. This heads for a touchback. So the Dolphins in need of a comeback drive. And it begins from the 20, needing a touchdown. Marino, quick pass, Mark Duper, wrestled down at the 31. That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in Miami. Marino, quick pass, broken up.
The pass is
Again, intended for Mark Duper.
the intended receiver.
2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Marino again. This pass, Duper, out of bounds. 38, 3rd and 3 on the way
7-yard gain on the
for the Dolphins. Borderline 4-down territory for the Fins. Marino. He'll throw out of bounds, incomplete.
number 13.
And Miami elects to bring on the punt unit with Brandon Fields. Fields gets it away. End over end, Darryl Green met at the 29 with 1:40 to go in the game. So here's Sammy Ball on the Washington offense. On 1st and 10, Larry Brown. Gain of 5, nearly 6. Sets up 2nd down for Washington. Ball and a give to Brown. He is hammered at the 38. They need a yard for the 1st down to seemingly end the game. On 3rd and 1, Brown again met and stopped behind the line of scrimmage. For so we think he is short. Miami will get the football back. Tress Way in punt formation for Washington. The punt from Way. Heads into the end zone for a touchback with 1:23 remaining in regulation. The Dolphins in search of a comeback drive. Who better to have in the Dolphins franchise than Dan Marino? The pass incomplete, intended for Mark Duper. Coverage by Sean Taylor. 80 seconds left in the ball game. Marino. Plenty of time. Marino down the field. It is caught by Tyreek Hill. Down to the 44. Dolphins hurry to the line of scrimmage. The Pitt Panther drops to throw. Dan Marino's deep ball pass is caught. Out of bounds with the catch by Randy McMichael. Enough to set the Dolphins up deep in Washington territory. From the 11, 57 seconds left. Marino throwing towards the sideline and out of bounds. 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Marino sets up to the end zone. Marshall, touchdown! Brandon Marshall with 50 seconds to go. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying the game. Olindo Moray puts through the extra point. Miami with no timeouts. Drive down the field with the big catch from Randy McMichael to set it all up. Can Washington counter? Here is Bobby Mitchell on the return, all the way to the 27. So here comes the Washington offense with 46 seconds left after they had a chance to run out the clock. They stay in the game. What's now a deadlock? Charlie Taylor with a 9-yard catch. 41 seconds left. Back to throw, Sammy Baugh. Rush caving in, Baugh's pass is incomplete. Almost picked off by Brian Cox. 36 seconds left. Baugh hit as he is decked and sacked. That takes us to overtime here in Miami. Deadlocked at 17. Start of overtime here in Miami. Washington will get the football first. On the return, Bobby Mitchell takes a knee in the end zone for a touchback. Washington hoping for a comeback drive. Sammy Baugh at the controls, a give to Larry Brown, who breaks the tackle. And Brown picks up 8 on the first play of overtime.
Gain of 8 on the play.
2nd and 2 for Washington. Baugh on a pitch to Larry Brown, who's got the first down. Larry Brown out to the 34.
Number 43 gets the ball.
A good gain for Larry Brown. Another first down for Washington. John Riggins, the Diesel, for 6.
Number 44, the ball carrier. Gain of 6.
Riggins, the MVP, Super Bowl 17 for Washington. Here he is again. The Diesel picks up 3.
The ball carrier on the play. 3-yard gain on the play.
3rd and 1. Baugh gives to Riggins, who picks up the first down.
That play is good for a first down.
First down to Washington. Baugh to throw. Clinton Portis with the catch. Taken down for short gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Baugh to throw. He'll throw deep, and the pass is knocked down incomplete. Jake Scott had the coverage for Miami. 4:36 left in overtime. Sammy Baugh looks over the middle, caught by Bobby Mitchell to the 41.
For a Redskins first down.
With 4 minutes left in the game in overtime. Brown for 2. Zach Thomas with the stop. 2nd and 8 for Washington as they slowly move. Ball on a give. Portis stacked and stopped. 3rd down and 6 on the way.
Gain of 2 on the play.
3rd and 6 for Washington. Baugh straight back to throw on 3rd and 6. Down the middle, and the pass is caught by Mitchell. Mitchell with the catch. Washington certainly in Mark Mosley field goal range with the catch by Bobby Mitchell. And Washington will waste no time. Mark Mosley to win the game from 34 yards away. Mosley's kick is good. It's a winner for Washington. Mark Mosley with the game-winning field goal. Washington rallies after being good as dead in the first half. They come alive late and defeat Miami on the road in overtime. What a football game this turned out to be. It began with Tyreek Hill with a touchdown catch from Larry Zonka. Art Monk with the late touchdown. And then the big catch by the tight end Bill Anderson. That set the stage for overtime. After the touchdown from Brandon Marshall, Washington wins it. So long from Miami.